Welcome back to TPS. It never hurts to leave a great first impression. If you're an NFL star, wouldn't you love to look back on your first game fondly rather than looking back and seeing you suck? Here are the 5 best and 5 worst debuts for active NFL stars. At TPS, we post videos every single day, so don't forget to click the subscribe button to subscribe. Then click the notification bell to be notified when we post a new video. Number 5, Marquise Brown. Looking to build their offense around 2018 rookie sensation Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens drafted Oklahoma star Marquise Hollywood Brown with the number 25 selection in 2019. The hope was that Brown's lightning-quick speed would complement Jackson's ability to extend plays and throw the ball deep down the field. And these two stars wasted no time proving the Ravens front office right in their first NFL game together. Playing the lowly Miami Dolphins, who were in full-on tank mode, Jackson and Brown both enjoyed field days. The latter hauled in 4 receptions for a whopping 147 yards and 2 touchdowns during a 59-10 blowout victory.
7-yard line. Jackson over the middle, caught by Hollywood Brown. See you later, Hollywood to the house.
That turned out to be Brown's only 100-yard performance of the season. He finished with 46 receptions for 584 yards and 7 touchdowns in 14 appearances. I guess the rest of the Ravens' opponents decided he was worth covering after his monster debut. Number 5 worst, Russell Wilson. Many were surprised when head coach Pete Carroll made Russell Wilson a 3rd-round draft pick, the team's Week 1 starter in 2012 over Matt Flynn, who they signed in free agency. Well, let's just say that the many fans and pundits who questioned the decision had every right to further criticize Coach Carroll after Wilson's debut. Wilson was sloppy and sluggish in the Seahawks road game against a lowly Arizona Cardinals team. He couldn't get much of anything going, completing just 18 of 34 pass attempts from 153 yards and 1 touchdown and an interception. Wilson was also sacked 3 times in this defensive slugfest. Despite his lackluster performance, Wilson actually had a prime opportunity to help Seattle win the game. After 3 straight incompletions in the red zone, Wilson and the Seahawks got a fresh set of downs inside the 10-yard line following an Arizona penalty. But Wilson blew his second chance as well, throwing 3 consecutive incompletions before turning the ball over on downs as the Cardinals narrowly escaped with a 20-16 victory.
2nd and goal. Wilson throws the fade. The blitz on, the fade deep into the end. Wilson, the pass for Edwards.
Of course, Wilson turned it around and won 11 of the next 15 games, guiding Seattle to a surprise playoff berth and a trip to the NFC divisional round. And they went on to win the Super Bowl in his sophomore season, so everything turned out just fine for number 3 after a forgettable start to his career. Number 5, best, Chase Young. Drafted 2nd overall by the Washington football team in 2020, Young was widely regarded as a generational pass rushing prospect. In many other drafts, he would have gone 1st overall. But the QB-needy Cincinnati Bengals couldn't pass on the LSU product Joe Burrow with the top selection. That worked out just fine for Washington. They needed a new franchise star to build around. No preseason and limited off-season practice time due to the COVID-19 pandemic still wasn't enough to slow down Young. He turned in an NFL debut for the ages in Week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles, tormenting the offensive line and quarterback Carson Wentz all day long. Young registered 1.5 sacks and forced a fumble that helped Washington pull off a 27-17 victory. They actually trailed 17-0 in the second quarter, but Young's unforgettable debut helped Washington complete the thrilling comeback.
Pump fakes in trouble. Again, Ioannidis. Wentz steps in trouble. Sack, ball is looped. Picked up by Washington.
Washington treated new head coach Ron Rivera to 8 sacks in the win. Talk about a special welcoming gift. Number 4 worst, Ryan Tannehill. The Miami Dolphins surprised many when they went off the board and took Texas A&M quarterback Ryan Tannehill with the number 8 selection in 2012. They clearly saw something special in him, and new head coach Joe Philbin didn't want to waste any time testing out his new QB. He made Tannehill the starter for the Dolphins' Week 1 2012 game. Unfortunately, that took place against a fierce opponent on the road, J.J. Watt and the Houston Texans. As predicted, Tannehill struggled mightily against the suffocating Houston defense. With a lackluster supporting cast, he completed 20 of 36 pass attempts for just 219 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
Looking for Legadou Nane again. Tipped and Hartline. Oh, tipped again? These guys are real around. Make sure we're not going to fumble into. Oh, boy.
Tannehill was also sacked twice as he finished with a woeful 39.0 quarterback rating. The Texans cruised to an easy 30-10 victory over the rookie quarterback and his Dolphins. Number 3, best, Marcus Mariota. How about this for a season opener? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by 2015 first overall pick Jameis Winston, hosted the Tennessee Titans, led by 2015 second overall pick Marcus Mariota. It's not often that the first and second overall picks are both quarterbacks. It's extremely rare to see both of them face off against one another in their rookie years, let alone during the first game of the season. Many scouts thought that Mariota would have been the safer pick for Tampa Bay. Well, for at least one game, Mariota made the Bucs second-guess their decision to pass on him in favor of Winston, we think. While Winston was busy making countless mistakes, including 2 interceptions, 2 sacks, and a pair of fumbles, Mariota was piecing together one of the greatest debuts in recent memory. He completed just 13 passes for 209 yards, but 4 of those completions were touchdown passes.
Mariota rolls out, wide open to Sankey at the 5. Sankey to the corner on the play clock, 3rd and goal.
Mariota and the Titans left Raymond James Stadium with an easy 42-14 victory. Fast forward 5 years later, and both Mariota and Winston find themselves on new teams after being able to land extensions once their rookie deals expire. Number 3, worst, Jeffrey Okudah. With the 3rd overall selection, the Lions drafted Ohio State product Jeffrey Okudah. Few cornerbacks in history came with as much hype as Okudah, who displays all the tools to be a perennial Pro Bowler. But head coach Matt Patricia decided to sit Okudah for the team's Week 1 2020 game against the Chicago Bears. That move didn't pan out well because the Lions blew a 17-point fourth quarter lead and lost 27-23. Surely they could have used Okudah. Patricia decided to start him in the team's Week 2 road game against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Unfortunately for Okudah, Rodgers decided to pick on him all game long, and the rookie had no answer whenever the 2-time MVP looked in his direction. Okudah was targeted 10 times by A-Rod, according to MLive.com. He gave up 7 receptions for a whopping 121 yards as Green Bay ran away with an easy 42-21 home victory.
Rodgers, Devontae Adams, he's on the run. Deep down the sideline, and the catch is made.
To be fair to Okudah, no quarterback tends to fare well when Rodgers targets him. He'll be a star in the Motor City for a long time, but it simply wasn't a debut for him to remember. Number 2, best, Kareem Hunt. Not to be Captain Obvious or anything, but 3rd-round draft picks don't tend to attract as much attention as first-round picks right out the gate. But Kareem Hunt, the number 86 selection by the Kansas City Chiefs in 2017, put the NFL on notice with one of the greatest debut games for any athlete in history. Hunt and the Chiefs visited the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. Though the Chiefs were coming off a 12-win season, few gave them a chance against Tom Brady and company. Teams almost never escaped Foxborough with the win, and the Pats had the league's best scoring defense just a year ago. But the Patriots' offense wasn't fully in sync on this night, and their defense put up a nightmare performance that you just never see under Bill Belichick. Alex Smith had a field day against New England secondary, but Hunt was truly the MVP of this game. After fumbling on his very first NFL carry, Hunt settled down and completely took off from there. He hauled in a 13-yard touchdown in the waning seconds of the first half. And then he caught the go-ahead and subsequent game-winning 78-yard touchdown early in the fourth quarter, and he later added to the Chiefs' lead with a 4-yard touchdown with 5 minutes to go.
Fires deep, and that's going to be caught on the run by Kareem Hunt. Inside the 20, inside the 10. Little toss, Hunt tries to get into the game.
Hunt's final box score, 148 rushing yards on 17 carries and 5 receptions for 98 yards and 3 total touchdowns. The Chiefs shocked the Patriots with a stunning 42-27 victory thanks to Hunt's incredible debut. 2 worst, Ben Roethlisberger. The 2-time Super Bowl champion actually had one of the greatest rookie seasons ever. He won the 2004 Offensive Rookie of the Year honors after winning all 13 of his starts, guiding Pittsburgh to a league-best 15-1 record. However, Big Ben's NFL debut in Week 2, a road tilt against the Baltimore Ravens, was far from memorable. Roethlisberger actually came on in relief of a struggling Tommy Maddox. But let's just say that number 7 left a lot to be desired after his first NFL game. Roethlisberger struggled against the Ray Lewis and Ed Reed-led Baltimore defense. He completed 12 of 20 pass attempts for 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, including 1 pick six, while also taking 2 sacks.
Pittsburgh's valiant effort was too little too late as the Ravens defense ended any chances for Roethlisberger pass and raced 51 yards to make the final score.
It didn't go down as a loss for Ben, however. The L actually went to Maddox, so Ben technically went undefeated as a starter. His lone loss that season, of course, came at the hands of the Patriots in the 2004 AFC Championship game. That and the debut against Baltimore aside, it was practically a flawless rookie year for the future Hall of Famer. Number 1, best, Cam Newton. When the Carolina Panthers took Cam Newton first overall in 2011, the pundits were somewhat divided. Would the dual-threat quarterback really succeed at the NFL level, or would he just be another flop? It didn't take long for them to find out. Newton and the Panthers visited the Cardinals in Week 1 of the 2011 season, and boy oh boy did the home team fans get their money's worth or what. Not just because Arizona won, but because Cam had such a jaw-dropping debut. Newton carved up the Arizona secondary with 24 completions, 422 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also added 18 rushing yards and a rushing score in the contest.
Fake. Newton puts it up to the end zone. Steve Smith. 3 tight ends in again on 2nd and goal. Newton, and he goes up top.
His 422 passing yards were the most ever for a quarterback in his debut game. The Cardinals came away with a 28-21 victory, but the league was officially put on notice. Super Cam had arrived. It was no mirage or a case of beginner's luck. It was the beginning of a very special career for the 2015 MVP. Number 1 worst, Matthew Stafford. Nobody could blame Stafford in the slightest here. His Lions were coming off a 0-16 season, for crying out loud. Fair or not, expectations couldn't have been lower for Stafford in his rookie season, let alone in a debut game against the seasoned veteran Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. The Saints showed absolutely no mercy for the rookie at the Louisiana Superdome. While Brees enjoyed an epic performance with 358 yards and 6 touchdown passes, Stafford was handed a rude welcoming. He completed only 16 of a whopping 37 pass attempts for 205 yards. He had no touchdowns and 3 interceptions while taking 1 sack. It was an easy 45-27 blowout win for the eventual Super Bowl champions.
Stafford throws, and it's intercepted. This is
rush 4. Stafford, plenty of time, throws.
Stafford stepping up, delivers a strike.
Fortunately for Detroit fans, it was just a case of rookie mistakes and not a sign of what was to come. Stafford learned from it and slowly but surely developed into a true franchise quarterback. What other NFL stars had memorable debuts, good or bad? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do that by hitting that subscribe button. If you like the video, then like the video. We'd really appreciate it. And last but not least, tune in to TPS every single day for more cool videos. We'll see you next time.